What's your thinking coming over here today? What do you hope to get done?
Well, we have to practice. You know, we took the last 2 days off, and you know, I wanted to make sure the soccer team had the indoor facility because they're practicing over there right now. And you know, we're going to go to Morgantown. Hopefully, it'll be cold, and so a little bit of weather will be good for us. You know, so we get some practice throwing with a wet ball, and it's not as cold as I was hoping. I was hoping it'd be like in the 30s. It's 50, 53, but that's just a good experience. You know, we're not going to have the seniors practice today. We're going to have all the younger guys. You know, the seniors, they got a lot of mileage on their legs and bodies, so give them one more day, and then we'll all practice together tomorrow.
How is health-wise? Any, you know, some guys coming along, getting guys back or anything? Or?
Yeah, we think we'll have Xavier Newman for next Thursday, which will be a big thing for us. You know, so I think that's the biggest guy, maybe hopefully returning.
Graylin, how is he coming along?
I think he's not practicing today, so he might be ready for next week, might not. Harrison, you know, didn't travel last week, didn't play, so maybe we'll get one or both of those guys. Okay. But I think Graylin's kind of target's been Oklahoma State.
During the bye week, how much do you target working on what you guys do and kind of self-scouting a little bit and working on what West Virginia does?
It's a mix. You know, we've spent a lot of time Monday and you know, we spent time with the team, you know, yesterday going over the game from last Saturday because there's some great lessons to learn from that. As a staff, Monday, we watched the game from start to finish as a staff, which we don't normally do. You know, we do when we can. We usually do that in the off season. You know, when the offense watches the offense, you know, we watch it together. And we spent a lot of time recruiting, and when I say recruiting, I mean evaluating, you know, really looking at the players we're recruiting, looking at the players that are still out there, so we spent some time with that. We're definitely working on West Virginia, but at the same time, we're also working on ourselves and things we can get better with. So today, to me, is a nice blend. You know, we'll do some competition against each other, and the nice thing about having all the kids that are going to play next year is you have some guys that, you know, maybe they've been redshirting, maybe they're playing but not touching the ball a ton, maybe they're getting some reps, and now they have a chance to step up and show what they can do. And you know, we've been a young team. As I told them, we can't say we're young anymore. So these last 5 games, you know, we want to make of the regular season. We want to make sure that we're getting players in the field. Maybe they redshirted, whatever. We're going to take advantage of every guy that we can.
What were some of your major takeaways from the rewatching of the game?
That we didn't play real well, and we had a chance to win. I told our guys, I said, you know, we were one play away from winning the game, and we can focus on officials' call. We can focus on this one play. But we were one play away from winning the game, but that one play happened about 50 times. You know, and there's about 50 times you can go back and say, boy, if we just did this, if we just did that. And that's all of us. That starts with me. That starts with every coach. And I thought it was really cool how the team had that perspective. And so I said, you know, people are going to think we're getting closer to being a really good team because of the score of the game. My point to them was we're getting close to being a good team in spite of the score, you know, in spite of that game. You know, we can not play our best football. We can, you know, turn the ball over. We can, you know, not sack the quarterback. We can, you know, not create many big plays. We can, you know, we can get sacked. We can do all the things we did that were at an average level and still have a chance to win that game. And so hopefully that shows our guys, man, if we continue to improve and to find a way to play even better, we have a chance to do a lot of really good things. And so, you know, I think the biggest message to the team is that everything counts. If you want to win games like that, you know, you can't have all of those plays. You know, every single thing matters. Everything counts. And they've learned from experience now, so hopefully we take that with us. And the second thing I've always said is, you know, we're in control of whether we win or lose. You know, it's not up to someone else. It's not up to the other team. So if we play well, we're going to have a chance to win every game. If we don't play well, the other team has a chance to beat us every game. And, you know, we've played some of them. We've played 7 games. We've won 4. We've lost 3 teams with a combined, like, 31-4 record or something like that. To beat teams that are good teams, you can't beat yourself. And so I think we're learning all those lessons. And so just a reinforcement of that. What I thought was cool was a lot of players, before I could say anything, because we watched the whole game start to finish as a team. A lot of players taking a lot of responsibility for a lot of things. A lot of coaches taking a lot of responsibility for a lot of things. And that's how you get good, right? When guys start saying, "Hey, that, you know, I could have done this, I could have done that," then you're rolling. It's about when people take accountability. So I'm happy with where we are. I think we're gonna do some good things down the stretch and play our best football.
I think you retweeted a little clip of Brad Stevens of the Celtics. He had a player that was kind of complaining about a call or something. He just said, "On to the next play." How much are you establishing that, you think, with this team? How much is that catching on, that they really are just clearing that last play?
And I wasn't referring to the officials, you know. I think that's been the whole message for us is what's next, you know. I have a guy that played for me before, and he's, in the NFL, and he was watching the end of the Kansas State game, and we're winning, and I'm yelling and screaming. He was with a bunch of his buddies, and they were like, Coach Rhule's losing his mind. And I said, no, he's screaming. I can promise you he's screaming, what's next? And that was nice to hear. And after the game, Sharif Finch, who played for me, plays for the Tennessee Titans. This was a heartbreaker for our team, and he texted me right away, what's next? And that's a catchphrase until it isn't, until it's a way of life, right? And so that's what Brad Stevens was saying. How do you win? What's next? And really, we had the lead with 5 minutes left to go. We gave up 17 points in 5 minutes. And you can point at that starts with me. I got too worried about the officiating. I got too caught up in Jameson's pick. I got too caught up in the wrong things. And that then spilled over, I think, to everybody. And I'm responsible for the demeanor of the team. I'm responsible for the mentality of the team. And I didn't say a word to an official in the second half. I didn't say a word to anybody. I just coached the team, and I thought we played a lot better. So that what's next mentality is what makes a good football team. It's also what makes a good football coach. It's what makes a good lawyer, a good doctor, a good father, a good husband, is whatever happens, good or bad, just moving on to the next thing and just having that approach. And I think our team has that. And that's why I retweeted it.
Matt, when you gave them the option not to wear the suits and they said, no, we're wearing them, what does that say about them? Maybe that they obviously weren't satisfied with the result.
Yeah, and I might have said that. I read somewhere, so I'm assuming that's what I said. I didn't give him the option because I was proud of how he played.
Okay.
I would never.
Right.
I gave him the option because it's a bus trip, and I've never made guys wear suits on buses. So I want to make sure I say that. So I might have said it that way, and I didn't mean it that way. I wouldn't ever say, "Hey, we were close, guys, so you can do whatever you want." I remember last year after TCU, us losing, or maybe it was Tech. I think it was TCU. And I remember saying, all right, guys, throw your jogging suits back on to get on the bus. It's hard to wear a suit on the bus. I remember James Lynch walking out of the locker room, coat and tie. Well, everyone else had, not everyone, but most of the guys had their jogging suit on. I remember saying, all right, he's going to be one of us now. And as I said, I came out and saw it, and I think it spoke to the fact that, my way of doing things is now, and our way in terms of our coaching staff, is now their way of doing things. And, Chris Platt texted me today and said, I want to practice. And so when your oldest players have a day off and say, no, I want to practice, when guys are saying, no, this is how we do things, everything changes. Because good programs, it's the older players teaching the younger players. And, that's what was happening here. You talked to Greg Roberts about the way things were when he played for Coach Browse. He always talks about how the older players taught the young players, we do this, we do this, we do this. And, when you have change, no matter what the change is, it's always hard. And so now we have older players. We have Blake Blackmar. We have those guys say, no, this is how we do things. And we have a whole generation of young players being raised up. And, I told the team, talking about takeaways from Monday, I told the team, I'm going to be unbelievably loyal to our seniors and fight for our seniors. And I hope our young players are, we're sitting there going through the game, and here's Greg Roberts, who played a really good game. And we're pointing out a play, and he goes, hey, great job, Christian Morgan, who's in the back row because he's a freshman. And I said to our young guys, I hope you guys realize it doesn't happen everywhere. I've been a lot of places where freshman D linemen are commenting and supporting. Senior D linemen are supporting freshman DBs. Our senior class has taken the whole team under their wing. And we were going through the summer, and it was hard. It was always some of the older guys, middle guys were what, who is he to say something to me? We're so past all that now, which is nice. So I just think there's an accountability level coming from our older players, embraced by our middle group and supported by our young group, that makes my job a lot easier.
That being said, do you expect any other seniors to show up today, to practice today?
Oh, they had work to do, and I don't want them to practice. I told them, everything I do, it's not like a test. It's hey, go, go get yourself a day. So the seniors are they're gonna lift, and they're gonna run 10 half-gassers, and they're gonna come over to practice and coach the young guys. And so, kind of like we'll do at the bowl game. It's the same mentality. Over the years at bowls, we've always said hey, early on, we'll do one out of every 2 or 3 practices, and I think it's really important for our young players to develop. And so, we've got some really, really dynamic young players, and we have some guys redshirting that are every bit as good. So those guys just need a day to go practice. So Chris said that, McClendon said that, a couple other guys asked, but this is really a day for the young guys.
You mentioned getting caught up in the wrong things in the first half of the Texas game. Does a bye week give you the chance to evaluate yourself and the staff and maybe how y'all are handling things, or is it mainly just a team and player focus?
Oh, everything's always evaluated. I mean, everything counts. So we come out of every game and say, what do we do well? What do we not do well? What do we have to do better? From the schedule to the way we travel to everything. I always want to improve on what we're doing. That being said, I think our staff's done a fantastic job. And, I don't know if everyone here always gets it. I know across the country, people like what our staff has done in terms of developing the players that we have and turning the roster over and getting young players in here. I mean, I couldn't give enough credit to Evan Cooper because he really kind of handled the recruiting from the very beginning. We've done a really good job we have a strong roster, and it's going to continue to get stronger. So, but yeah, we evaluate everything. I mean, we quality control everything. We are never happy with anything. I mean, we can have the best junior day in the world, and we come in like the sky's falling the next day, and how are we going to fix this? And that to me, that sort of mentality of what's next, let's always try to get better, allows you to be great in the long run.
Matt, is it a little different when you've got a bye week, but yet you turn around and play on Thursday?
It's not really a bye week, it's like a bye couple days, right?
Yeah.
I mean, playing on Thursday means that, like Sunday, we have to practice this Sunday, which is really a Tuesday. And I want the players to be off. I'm letting them go home Friday, I'm letting them go home Saturday, and have them come back Sunday night. So as coaches, we're going to practice tomorrow, and then we'll be out. Some coaches, Coop's leaving today to go recruit. Some coaches are going to miss practice tomorrow to go recruit. I'm going to leave right after practice to go recruit. So we'll recruit Thursday and Friday. And then, Saturday, get back on to, the game plan. So it's unique, but it's also going to be good in that we had 10 days to get ready for this game. And then after this game, we'll have another 10 days and hit 4 straight games in a row.